Who should join Lakers' big three in starting five and closing lineup? Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to SporTastic. Who should join Lakers' big three in starting five and closing lineup? Starting lineup possibilities: LeBron, AD, Russ. Three starting spots are spoken for James, Davis, and Westbrook. That is an elite big three, but they'll need some more three-point shoots to help. James is a career 34.5% three-point shooter, coming in at 36.5% last season on 6.3 attempts, while Davis and Westbrook are simply subpar in that category. Surrounding that trio with a strong perimeter defenders should also be a priority in a starting lineup. Westbrook was a plus defender for the Washington Wizards last season by just 0.5 points in defensive rating when he was on the court. Still, Westbrook is not a good defender. Davis is a rock-solid backline defender, and James is better playing free safety versus on-ball defending. This leaves the Lakers with a few options for their starting lineups: Ellington, Monk, and Bazemore. All could start alongside Westbrook in the backcourt. All three shots above 40% from deep last season. Ellington is a better career three-point shooter, but he's not a good defender. Last season, the Pistons' defense rating was 4 points better when Ellington was off the court. Monk was better for the Hornets, a plus 3.5 defenders. Bazemore had defensive rating on or off splits at plus 6.4 for the Warriors. Bazemore's solid defend with the Warriors last season wasn't anything new either. He has been a plus defender in each of the past 4 seasons, a stretch that includes stops with 4 different teams. Ken Bazemore looks like the Lakers' best options at shooting guard in the starting lineup. Considering the above criteria for what the Lakers needs most, Bazemore makes the most sense if he can continue to be a deep threat. The front court is where the things gets interesting. Last season, the Lakers continued to start conventional big lineup with James at small forward and Davis at power forward, assuming they leave Davis at the 4 in starting lineups. That leaves 2 options for the starting center: Howard and Mark Gasol. Howard is a better rim protector, while Gasol is better team defender. The big difference is on the other end. Gasol can space the floor as a threat to shoot from 3 as long as he's willing. Howard is strictly a paint player and will operate in a dunker spot like he did in his previous stint in LA. If the Lakers stay conventional, their best starting lineup would be Westbrook, Bazemore, James, David, and Gasol. Or another options, as Broderick Turner of the Los Angeles Times reported, both James and Davis are willing to play more minutes as the power forward and the center to make it work with Westbrook. A smaller lineup with Davis at center has been a rarely used trump card for the Lakers. If they choose to start small, there's an opportunity at small forward. The options are Ariza, Anthony, or going even smaller with Ellington or Monk. Anthony adds more shooting on the floor, hitting 40.9% from 3 last seasons, but he would be another negative defender on an already defensive spotty lineup. Ariza is not quite on Anthony's level as a shooter, but he is the Lakers' only 3 and D wing. Last season in Miami, he shot 35% from 3 and was a plus defender, but played only 30 regular season games. Vogel could start Westbrook, Bazemore, Ariza, James, and Davis. That's a good complement for skill sets. Comparing those 2 lineups, the Lakers' small ball lineup is better equipped defensively on the perimeter than their big lineup. That should really be their starting lineup, but concerns of wearing Davis out at the 5 are valid, especially considering his lengthy injury history. I'd expect the Lakers to start with a conventional big lineup. The bigger question: how should the Lakers close games? For the past 2 seasons, Vogel has not had a set crunch time lineup, often going with in-game trends and hot hands. This year's only one thing is clear: Davis, James, and Westbrook will be on the floor for all close game minutes. Unlike the starting lineup, closing lineups will be more situational. Will they need more offensive firepower, better defensive strength, equitable balance? Those will all factor in. Looking at the vacant backcourt positions, Ellington, Monk, Bazemore, and Nunn are all viable options. Of those 4 options, Bazemore played the most closing minutes last season with 30 minutes in 16 appearances. Monk played the least, just a total of 4 minutes over 6 games. Does Vogel seek more scoring? Ellington, the best shooter in the group, would be the best options. If it's defense, Bazemore should be the choice. His defensive energy and capable of shooting would be helpful. Expect to see Wayne Ellington in closing lineups if the Lakers needs an extra dose of shooting. The front court situational is similar. If the Lakers needs more scoring to get back into the game, Vogel is likely to pair Anthony with Davis and James. If it is a defensive game, Ariza would get the nod. There's one wildcard: Horton Tucker. He's not projected to get starter minutes. Most likely he will not get many clutch minutes, but that could all change in a 20-year-old's development leaps forward on both ends of the courts, especially his shooting. Expect there to be a lot of lineup tinkering for at least the first half of the seasons as Vogel gets a feel for the new guys on the team and how they pair with James and Davis. This brings us to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit like if you did and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen right now because I'm sure you will love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.